Hi, everybody. This is Spirit Medium Laura. I hope you're doing well during this challenging time, which some of us are very fearful now, and others seem to be ignoring it. Whatever camp you're in, I hope you're doing well. But if you turn on the news, certainly you're not going to be feeling well because it's very, very frightening what is coming over the news. But first, let me introduce who I am and what I am doing today. I am Spirit Medium Laura. I'm an accredited evidential research medium and channeler. I've been working with Spirit for over 30 years. I've written a Soul Psychic Healer mediumship certification, self-paced training. I am also featured in Top 100 Psychics in America. It's a book. And there's many other credentials that I have that you can find at spiritmediumlaura.com. So today we're doing something called the Psychic Sampler. I have two different people I'll be working with, each in their own little Facebook Live group, Facebook Live events, excuse me. And the first one who I will be using, and I protect your privacy if you choose to do this, her initials are CR, and she wants to know if she is going to be all right during this health scare, if you will, the coronavirus. And the second person I'll be working with at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and that will be an other side connection. Hi there, whoever's watching. Appreciate you coming in. So you can get the Psychic Sampler at spiritmediumtv.com. That's spiritmediumtv.com. There you will see on the main menu the Psychic Sampler. It does have certain limitations. Like I only do it a couple of hours a week, and you can only get one of them a week. And basically, I think that's about what the limitations are. But it's a wonderful way for you to gain access to spirit through an accredited medium, research medium, and test the waters out, if you will. See if this is something that works for you. Okay, so I'm about to ring up or call. Well, actually, let me just show you something before I do that. So I just said that I'm doing the Psychic Sampler, and I just wanted to put up here in writing. Sometimes it's easier for people to remember things. The Psychic Sampler, 15 minutes for $15, and you can get it at spiritmediumlaura.com. So let me ring up now, call up CR. We will get started on her particular session.
Hello.
Hi there, CR.
Hi, Laura. How are you?
I'm good, honey. I'm going to be using the pseudo name for you, CR, during our time together today.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, and are you in a comfy location?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm not starting just yet. Just want you and everyone else to know that when I work with people, I usually do a meditation on them beforehand, time allowing. And I did one on you, and some interesting things came through. But let's see what happens when I have a more direct connection.
Okay.
Okay, so just relax, sit back, uncross your arms and legs, and start to breathe CR from your abdomen, allowing yourself to get very relaxed, breathing in deeply. And on the exhale, starting to think about the issues you have today, asking for help from the higher realms. While you do that, I will go off and do the prayer. I'll be back in a second. And now, CR, on your next exhale of breath, please release into your space, your energy, and I will connect us. One moment, please. You know, you're a very gifted healer and spiritual. You're a very spiritually gifted healer yourself. That's the first message that comes through. Right now is a time in your life where you're really trying to know more about yourself and your own power. Everything that's happening around you is supportive of this, including not feeling well, as you've already told me in your previous correspondence. In other words, you've already said to me you have a cold and you're not sure what's going to be happening to you and your family, your husband and your child as you move through this uncertain time, if you will. In any event, the first message is that you're a very gifted spiritual healer. You should be getting more in touch with yourself and your own gifts in the near future. Taking time out for yourself now is critical to your healing. It is important for you to know that you're important. It is important for you to know that you have purpose. It's important for you to know that you have value as a human being. Being stuck at home like this is taking away a sense of importance. It's making you feel locked up, alone, cooped up at home with responsibilities that do not really serve you and your self-esteem well. We, as your guides, are trying to help you understand the value of this experience. This isolation right now is one to help you gain confidence about yourself and move along on your purpose. You've already asked us if you would get well or if you have coronavirus, you, your daughter, and your husband. We will look at that right now. 1 second, please. No, you do not. I just asked for you. Let me go for your daughter. She does not either, but she does need to get out in the sunlight more, outdoors more. She's feeling very cooped up. Also, it would help her gain more strength physically. Yeah, I don't know. They're telling me that you're keeping her inside a lot. They're suggesting that she get out a bit, at least a little bit, maybe during the warmer hours of the day to get some daylight and some sunshine. Make sense, please?
Yes.
Okay, and she would like that a lot too. It would raise her spirits and make her feel better about herself. Of course, rest is important, but not all the time. She does need to get a little play in out in fresh air, not around friends, but do the best you can, because with her cold or illness, she does need to be kept isolated right now, lest she give it to someone else, or lest, in her more vulnerable state, her immune state being more vulnerable right now, she could pick up something else from others, and even that virus, if you will. Moving to husband, hold on. Give me his first initial, please.
N.
Okay. No, he doesn't have it either. So now, of course, I'm not a doctor. I don't make, what do you call it, diagnoses, right? I'm giving you the psychic answer, and I'm also advising you that you need to always check with a health professional for the ultimate answer in that respect. And I also understand it's hard to get testing right now. But from the psychic perspective, the answer is no. And from everybody's perspective, taking care of the health, your body, and taking care of your immune system and your state of mind are integral to health, because people can get coronavirus and get over it. So, even if you did have it. So how do you take care of yourself is another question. But before I go into all that, I just want to come back to you, because I've been doing a lot of talking. I haven't let you say a thing. So go ahead and ask whatever you need to ask, and then we'll move forward. Go ahead, honey.
No, you're doing pretty well. I had asked the questions in the email, and you're answering right along.
Yeah,
I'm good.
Well, one of the things that's very important, because when I was meditating on you earlier, it's the feeling unimportant that is making you feel worse. It's making you feel under the weather, that you don't have a purpose. You don't feel important. You feel shut out all the time, or left out, or not really part of anything. It's making you listless, and it's making your immune system suffer a bit, making you vulnerable to colds and things like that. So we, as your guides, are trying to encourage you to take care of yourself on many different levels, many different levels. In other words, on the emotional, spiritual level, just as importantly as the physical level. This won't take very long, but I also need to tell you that I did write an article, which is on my website. If you go to, you just click on Spirit Medium Laura and then click on the psychic sampler, you'll see the choices of articles. Then 2 weeks ago, a blog post of how to fight a global pandemic. And in there I have the health side of all this. I am a certified health coach. I'm kind of nuts about health. I don't know why, I just like it. So I have all the things, all the common sense things, and all the medically recommended things. Again, I'm not a physician. I can educate with that kind of a credential, but I cannot diagnose, right? That takes a test, and that's a different thing. So one of the things is, I'm not going to go into all that now. You can read it, and if we have a little time, maybe when we're done, I will, when the 15 minutes is up for you, I will go into that a little bit more, because there are people listening to this or will listen to this and might want to want me to review it a little bit more than read it. It's just easier. Okay.
Absolutely.
Right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is another channeling that came through today, which is very much on point for you, oddly enough, is feeling fear at this time. What is this all about? And understanding our, it doesn't say it like that, but I'm adding this in, understanding our purpose, understanding our service, making ourselves always on the side of what can I do to help you versus what can I get, or rather than being competitive with others, be cooperative. So in that effort, you personally will find that you'll be able to get what you want in life a lot easier. When you're on point for your service, when you're asking, well, God, what can I do to help others? You'll find that you will be led, and in that, and you'll have a lot more power to manifest things. Okay, that brings me to the next point. If you don't know what you really want, then what are you going to manifest, right? So you have to focus on what you really want out of life. And again, they're saying being cooped up at home alone all the time doesn't help very much. There's also a little bit of mystery about where N is. From time to time, and I'm really not sure where he's going or what he's up to, and it's making you feel very insecure. Would you understand, please?
Yes.
And it's also making you feel unwanted and unloved. And I know you hate to admit that because that admits weakness. And of course, you know you have value, but nevertheless, his not being forthright about his whereabouts is troubling to you. And it's making you feel unwanted and unloved. And a cold can relate to that as well, right?
Right.
All right. So, I guess you have a grandmother at least in the spirit realm, right?
Yes.
Because she's saying, Mama wants to help you. Mama wants to help you with all of this. Mama wants to help you feel better about yourself, grow up more, and gain the skills that you've always wanted to articulate and utilize and to use to help others. You're supposed to be helping others. Now, we already spoke about this in terms of medical aesthetics, right? We talked about this.
Yes.
Well, you're supposed to be a gifted healer, and you can use aesthetics, medical aesthetics, to be that kind of healer. In other words, you don't have to become a medium or psychic or an intuitive. You don't have to give up your natural ability for understanding health, which you have, or your natural sense of aesthetics, which you have, your artistry, which is built into you. You can combine it all in a service that's lucrative and that is productive for you. So suggested that you start to move along during this time on your greatest gifts that can be of service to others, helping others feel good about themselves after having an operation of some sort, perhaps. Maybe something that took away their aesthetics. So think about that. And if you have any questions about it now, certainly ask them. And later on, we can always talk as well another time.
I don't really have any questions about that because I know I'm looking into some things, and once this craziness goes away, I'll be able to figure out what direction I'm going to go into with that.
All right, okay, so is there anything you want me to address now while we're together about this craziness, or you or your child or your husband or anybody else?
Just my overall health, because there was like some things going on before the craziness hit the last week. I had some skin flare-ups, and I don't know what that's going to turn out and how I'm going to get through it.
All right, let's go to that. Your health is pretty good for the most part. Let me just see. I'm trying to hook into your physicality. Okay, do you have like a rash that's under your right hand on the forearm? That's where they're leading me. Where do you have a
right hand? Yes.
Yeah.
All
right. Well, that's okay. You're upset about something health-wise. It has to do with your overall health. It's not the rash. The rash is coming from being upset. Um, Now, are you right-handed, love? I think you are, right?
I am.
Yeah. That's so having a rash here again. Right-handed. Your right hand is symbolic right now for you. I'm being specific for you. It has to do with you moving forward in life and using your hands to do things that you consider joyful, putting yourself to work. Back to what we said before. I'm giving you a symbolic level. Also go to physical level, but we always have to talk about symbolism. So you're very annoyed with yourself right now for not moving forward. You feel very, very frustrated. And the longer that you feel frustrated, the more you're going to see this rash, burning rash break out. Okay, so far does that make sense? Because we're going to go to physical in a moment.
Yes,
right.
yes.
So taking time for yourself, resting more. I don't know how she could do that. They're saying not opening up the pantry to do more work at home, meaning cooking, I guess, but taking time for yourself. We don't mean time like opening the pantry to make busy work, like cooking or whatever, or cleaning or any of that. We mean taking time to creatively explore yourself will be very good for you and very therapeutic for you right now. You do not need to worry about the rash except putting topical treatments on it as you have been doing. It will go away over time. And because they showed me burning, I'm being very much led to Vaseline in a little light coating that you can perhaps rub in. That would be very soothing to you. What are you using on it now, honey?
A topical medication that they gave me.
Okay. Well, we don't want to give you something else, unless you want to experiment a little bit. In other words, you have to do what the doctor says, of course. But Vaseline is a base. It's base in its pH is the way to say it. In other words, when you have a burn and you put Vaseline on it, it neutralizes the burn because burning is a opposite pH. It's the acid pH or the lower pH, which is acid. Do you understand that? You would know that.
Yes,
okay.
Yes.
So this would completely reverse the pH, at least for the time that it's on the skin. I learned that once from a soldier from Israel when I was really young. Some guy that I met, he told me that, and ever since then I've used Vaseline, and they're telling me, the guides, that you should use that right now. It will make your hand, it will calm down the rash. So you can do it.
Thank you.
Yeah, try it and see how it works. I'm being told to tell you that. Get out in the fresh air also with your young one. Take time for yourself. This is the time now to reflect and use be calming to yourself. Take teas, drink tea, and use metaphysical principles to relax. Guide yourself to your own homework of who you are and what you want. This does not take too much energy. This can be done while you're in the sun during the warmer hours of the day. If you do not want to sit in direct sunlight, I know you're in South Carolina, so it's somewhat warmer now. If you don't want to sit in direct, then sit in indirect. But they're outside in the fresh air, and the warmth of the sunlight is going to be very healing for you. And so the bottom line here is it's all about you now, and the more you focus on you, the better all this is going to get.
Okay.
Okay, so
that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, and so of course, as soon as testing is more, you are going to get through. This is my answer, but the medical answer is if you can get testing, get it when you can. Okay, my sweet?
Thank you so much, Laura. Again, I appreciate all you do.
Thank you. I appreciate you too, CR. Bye, honey.
All right. Have a good day.
Thanks, you too.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Okay, everybody, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back at 1 p.m. Eastern Time with another session. Bye.